Kaynell, can you tell us how you and Titus Jr. are adjusting to your tremendous loss?
We are adjusting. It's still very hard. One reason is, for one, raising my son alone, being a single parent. I mean, I do have support and help from family and friends. I do, and I'm very thankful for that. But being, like I say, being a newly single parent, not just a newly single parent, but a newly single parent to a grieving child. And he's 3, so he doesn't know how to express exactly how he feels. I think that's the biggest struggle for me, to see when my son has those spurts of missing dad. Well, he misses dad every day, but there are times when he does kind of act out a little more, or he's more clingy to myself, and just longing to have his father around, and I can't give that to him. You know, it's something that, you know, it's easy for me to, if he says, "Mommy, I'm hungry," you know, I can go get him something to eat. Or, "Mommy, can I have this toy?" And I can say, "Well, let me think about it," knowing that it is optional. You know, I have the ability to give it to you. But to not have his, when he asks for his father, to not have him at my disposal, or have him at reach and say, "Here, baby," I have to literally tell him, "Baby, I can't do that," you know. So that is, I would say that's the biggest struggle for me, to see my son go through what he's going through in this process.
Do you feel like you've gotten back to any sense of normalcy in your life since your husband has passed away?
No. Things are getting better. I have a little more direction. You know, I have a path now, you know. However, everything is still very brand new. Everything, every hour is something brand new. It's an unfamiliar territory for me, and I just trust in God, you know. I just trust in Him and allow Him to show me the way.
You mentioned a path. What is that path that you feel like you've developed for yourself, or in the process of developing, that is helping you to cope with your grief?
When I say path, I am talking about what direction I want my life to go in. How I don't want, I would say, such an emotional strain on my son and myself, the financial strain. I am planning to go back to school, you know, and I'm working toward those goals, you know. Not only go back to school, but to complete and accomplish what I'm setting out to do. I have painted a picture of how, you know, I want our lives to be, and I'm working toward that. I am working toward that.
Good for you.
Yeah.
Good for you. What do you feel like has helped you the most in your grieving process?
The things that have helped me the most, first of all, it would be my faith, my belief, you know, because I pray every day, I ask God to show me the way, you know, because I don't know. I have absolutely no idea what I'm doing. Teach me how to be a parent. Teach me how to continue to run my business. Teach me how to build a better future. And then, you know, the support, my friends, my family. Those are important, you know, aspects of my life that has helped me as well. Just those times when I need to kind of breathe. Someone will come and get my son, you know, or if I have to work a little longer and I need someone to pick my son up from daycare, I can call on someone to pick him up. So those are things that have helped me in
So
this.
it sounds like you have a good support system then?
Yes, I would say I do. I do. And I'm absolutely grateful for the support system that I do have.
Excellent. Kaynell, when you lost Titus, what is it that you needed the most immediately following his death?
I needed trusted friends and family. I needed people that I could trust. And I mean, from someone being able to carry my purse to someone who I can give my social security number to. I needed friends and family that was flexible with their attitude. People who weren't easily offended by my movement, you know, my emotions and my grief, you know. They didn't take things personally. Understanding that that this is something that she's just going through, that this is just a time, this is a phase, and remembering the type of person that I was before, you know, me losing my husband. People who would lend a helping hand without me having to always ask. Just people who would run the distance with me and empathize with me, you know. That is something that made a big difference, but could have made a bigger difference because my support team was limited, you know. And I did feel as if there were certain, you know, individuals that were supposed to be there to help, but because they didn't have the ability to empathize with me or put themselves in my shoes or imagine what I was going through, I think that they kind of took it a little personal, you know, and I didn't mean to offend or, you know, harm our relationship. So that's what I would say.
Well, I certainly appreciate you sharing and giving us greater insight into what it is that a person goes through when they lose their loved one. And one thing that I found was particularly poignant is when you talked about being flexible in your attitudes. Could you speak a little bit more to that? Because in this particular workshop today, we're talking about ministering to the bereaved. Okay, so it's about the other person and the other person's loss. And we're going to speak quite a bit about that today. I'm going to speak quite a bit about that today in this workshop. So when you say that people need to be flexible in their attitudes, can you pinpoint for everyone, can you expound a little bit further on what that looks like?
Flexibility with attitude is, like I stated, not being easily offended by the movement or the attitude of the one that lost the loved one.
Do you mean sometimes you go through a range of emotions? You felt angry sometimes? You felt
Exactly.
depressed sometimes?
Exactly. And not taking it personal, you know, because it has nothing to do with you, you know. It has everything to do with all the different emotions and the different thoughts that you're trying to work through, you know, while you're going through this grieving stage, you know. Well, the grieving process, because there are different stages, you know. And I would say for the first couple of months I was numb. So I didn't even know how to think. I didn't know what to do. I didn't know what direction I was going in. You know, I would probably start one project or and then I'll move on to something else and forget that I even started something prior to, you know, what I started, the next thing that I started. But instead of looking at it as what is going on with Kaynell, or why are you acting like that, or why are you stomping your feet, or, you know, why are you yelling, you know, being able to understand that, you know what, she just lost her husband. Life has drastically changed for her. Kay, is there anything that you want me to do? Is there anything that I could do to help lighten your load or make you feel better? Can I take TJ out of the house? Do you want me to go buy you something to eat? Because I see that you don't feel like fixing yourself, you know. That is what I'm talking about. That's right.
So what I hear you saying, Kay, is that when someone loses their loved one, that they need individuals around them who are willing to be patient,
Correct.
who are willing to be forbearing,
Correct.
who understand that it's not about them,
Exactly.
and who are willing to jump in and do whatever they see needs to be done.
Without it being asked of them.
Okay. I appreciate you sharing. And now we will continue with the workshop.